It is a rock-solid device for the next 7 years, but still I am a bit disappointed, and I will tell you why. Hi and welcome back to IC Tech Reviews. Today we want to focus on the Galaxy S25, the regular version. Mine has 256 GB and it comes in the color of coral red. I've used this device since March 2025 and I will tell you a bit about the pros and cons and what I really enjoyed about this phone and where I got a bit disappointed. If we look at the form factor, basically this thing is light. It's such a pocket pleaser, guys. This is a pro. I really enjoyed going on a run with this phone in my pocket. It is 162 grams light, so I really didn't felt much of a weight in my pocket. In every situation, it was comfortable. So if you're looking for a light phone, 144 by 71 by 7 millimeters of thickness, good, choose this one, huh? Well, it's not only one category, but the next one is also extreme, well, like the processor. This thing comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, made for Galaxy. And I can tell you this, I'm not a gamer. I put on some benchmarks and I had like 30 apps open, 20 tabs. I pulled in a new tab, put the local newspaper in. This thing doesn't even care how much apps you have open. It cuts or eats through your apps like butter. If you're someone looking for performance, or if you're tired of those mini freezes in other phones, or if in budget phones, get this thing. It is rock solid, and the next 7 years I am very confident that this will keep up very good. Let's go to the next category, which will be the connectivity. I don't have anything bad to say about connectivity. It comes with Wi-Fi 7, it comes with Bluetooth 5.4, and you can also have DeX on this device, which I personally do not use, but I know for some of you out there, DeX is a really good desktop alternative. Also, a nice to have feature is you have two nano SIMs in this case, nano SIM ports. Basically, I only use one SIM, but for some of you who are using two SIM cards, this is also a kind of an important feature, which I totally understand. Brings me to the next category, and this is a category where we start to see now a bit of the shadow coming into the picture. We will talk about cameras. And don't get me wrong, most of the time I enjoyed the camera. Which camera? The 50 megapixel main lens. It's not a new camera, it is on the 23, 24 and now on the 25. But the 50 pixel camera that you have as a main lens does its job pretty well. Most of the picture are point and shoot, come out very well. Colors, like still a bit Samsung polished, but the details are good. You will receive very good photos on it. Not flagship level, like the 200 megapixels from the Ultra, but rock solid. Also, the ultra wide is still on the good side of things, I would say. It is on par with competitors like the Pixel 9, the Magic Pro, and it is on par. Where I'm annoyed the most is the zoom lens. You are getting here a 10 megapixel 3x optical zoom. If you have seen my previous video of the Pixel Fold, which is a device that is 3 years old, you will notice that the Pixel Fold, which has the same cameras like the Pixel 7 Pro, will easily outperform the zoom lens on the S25, which is a 3x optical zoom. And I'm not a person that zooms into every picture, but I like to zoom. And there I got a bit disappointed. However, it's not a bad camera, right? If you're looking for a phone that will last you the next years and takes decent pictures, nothing wrong about it. But it's not the best camera phone, and it's far away to be the best camera phone. Next category would be ONEUI 7. And this is a very interesting feature here because as someone who is not in the Samsung ecosystem, I don't have a Samsung watch, I don't have a ring, I may not profit the most from it. Like the Now bar is really for me just a side case. It provides me insights into the weather, of how many steps I'm doing, and yeah, it's basically all. And my schedule for the day. But I really enjoyed Galaxy 4 AI, Magic Eraser, summary of meetings, translation works directly, instantly, and it has so much of cool features. Like it comes with Google Gemini, and it is pretty much astonishing how much this thing can do for you. And I really like Samsung's AI, which is the Gemini AI, but Samsung's AI approach is that they combine a lot of useful features into this phone. You could literally search for a restaurant that is specialized on vegan food and WhatsApp it to your best friend, and the device will do it. And this is crazy.
Hier sind einige Restaurants in Crailsheim, die für Veganer geeignet sind. Restaurant Acanto, Worthingtonstraße, 874.000.
The system looks pretty clean from the feature-wise. Of course, it still has a bit Samsung bloatware, but coming from Android, from Pixels, I found it not too difficult to dive in. So if you're coming from a different Android brand, switching to Samsung, you will be fine. There's not too much bloatware on it, and it's a pretty self-explaining system. Okay, let's see how loud the thing can get. Hello and welcome back to... So it gets basically pretty loud. It becomes a bit metallic when it's on full volume, but I think that's pretty normal. So I think it is okay for a device in this size. Next thing would be batteries. So this is where the second shadow falls into the play. You will get a 4000 milliamp hour battery with this phone and a charging speed of 25 watt. And this is not enough. Let me tell you, from 90% to 10, I don't, let the phone drain to 0%. You will get about 5.5 hours screen on time. So I assume when you go from 100 to close to 0, you will get the 6 hours. However, this is for a person that chugs through content a lot or likes to use the screen, it's not good. And the standby time, you will come over 10 hours with slight use of the phone. You will get through the day, but there were some days where I had to charge it at 6 or 7 in the evening because I was afraid losing the battery by 8 or 9. So this is something that I really found annoying on the phone, and also a reason why I'm switching away from the S25. So to summarize all the good and the bad about the phone, let me start with this. It is a powerful workhorse. It is designed to work and work and work, and designed to fulfill and process the highest applications possible now. The 8th Gen Elite made for Samsung is doing a good job. You will not notice a stutter or a lag or somewhere. It is simply performing very well. Also, the design. I think people are mainly buying the S25 over the other S series because of the slim and small design. Easy in the pocket, not too heavy. You can have a call like 20 minutes and keep the thing, carry it around with you. Everything fine, very well, solid build Samsung. And as well, what I enjoy about this phone is ONEUI. It's really okay, I cannot complain. Galaxy AI features are well made. Integration of Gemini is superb. So everything's fine on this side. Why I'm switching away from the S25, and these are the cons, is camera outdated. The zoom lens is cannot compare with 3-year-old phones. The S26 series has to do something here, otherwise people will switch away from those phones, my personal experience. And the battery, for me, the battery is too small, and the range of the battery, so I really need like minimum 1 hour more of screen on time on this device, and then it would be good. So I hope this video was of help for you after 6 months of using this device. It felt like a good companion, but in the end I want to have a bit of bigger screen and I want to have a better camera. Maybe for me then obvious would be a move to the Pixel series again, where I'm coming from now with the Pixel 10 in coming up around the corner. I think the next move will be the Pixel 10 Pro. And yeah, I hope you had a good, decent time with me reviewing this thing. I hope I could help you with your decision. Maybe you could pick this phone up for like $550, $600, which will be a good price for this phone. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.